giant backpack, my second backpack. Oh, okay, I'm gonna give you a tour of this Airbnb shortly, but first I need to get all of this off of me. Man, I have been up since 4 a.m. It has felt like a very long day, but it's only like 2 o'clock here. I mean, it's only a 1 hour difference, but you know, it's only 2 o'clock and I already feel like I had a very long day. The Airbnb hosts were so nice. They let me check in an hour early. Check-in is technically 3 p.m., but I was like, I'm here already, so gotta get the sweater off. I like layered up for the plane so I wouldn't be cold at the airport and stuff, but you know, it's warm here. Not like hot, but definitely not 3 layers of shirts hot. Also, oh my god, my taxi driver was so cute. There was like this guy walking around like the side of the road, not even the side of the road, he was like walking in between traffic and whatever. He was like selling these and the driver bought one and I thought he was like literally just getting it for himself as a snack, but then he gave it to me as like a little gift, and obviously I tipped him because I was like, that's so nice. They taste so good. They're like, I asked him what they're called and I already forgot the name. I'm gonna have to look it up. They're like crispy little, tastes like crispy waffles almost. Just nice, sweet, so good, and I could use a snack, so that was perfect. What a great first impression of Mexico City. Also, in regards to getting to and from the airport, I'm sure you could also take an Uber. I know they have Uber here, but I just decided to go with like the airport authorized taxis. Hot tip for you, do not just go to the first booth you see and take that one. They have different booths. They're all authorized by the airport, but they have different prices. So I went to the first one I saw that was like kind of standing out. It had like a nice glowing sign and whatever. You like pay up front depending on the neighborhood that you're going to. So I showed them my address, told them the neighborhood, and they told me it was going to cost 590 pesos. I was like, that's a little high, because I looked into this beforehand. I was like, how much should a taxi ride cost from the airport to where I'm staying? And it was like around 4 to 480-ish. So I was like, 590, that's a lot. That's a lot more than I was expecting. So I went to the furthest taxi stand that was like all the way in this little corner. No one was there. And so I went to talk to the lady there, and the taxi ride with her was going to be 390 pesos. Pretty much a 200 peso difference simply by just like going to different stands. So if you are coming to Mexico City and want to take the airport taxi to, you know, your hotel or wherever you're staying, definitely ask around and go to the different stalls and get a couple of different quotes for the neighborhood that you're going to, because if you just go to the first one, you might be paying a lot of extra money. As for this Airbnb tour, let me show you around before I start throwing my stuff everywhere. We got the front door here. It's like in this double locked courtyard. Like obviously this front door is locked, and then there's a lock to get into the courtyard that has like several apartments, I guess. So it was super secure, really easy to check in. I'll leave the link to this Airbnb below, assuming everything goes well for the rest of my 4 days here. And so when you walk in here, you've got the nice little entryway. Then there's your bedroom, a nice, I want to say that's even a king bed. Like it looks pretty large. It's a big bed. I like that there's windows, but it's like private. Giant TV, some, you know, shelving, even have an iron, which is cool. Places to hang your clothes, little desk setup, which is great because I am going to have to do a little bit of work while I'm here, including some client calls. So definitely going to be using that. And then if we head in through here, hey, we've got the bathroom. So nothing fancy, but everything looks quite, you know, pretty clean. Everything looks great. I've got all the essentials. There's even a hair dryer, it looks like. And then if we head into this room here, I don't know where the light is, but as you can see, it's the kitchen. Cute little dining table. Oh, there's the light switch. There we go. Cute little dining table. Looks like they even left me some water, which is really nice. A fridge. There we go. Nice empty fridge and freezer if you are going to be cooking yourself and want to store stuff or just have leftovers, takeout, etc. So the question is, what do I do now that I'm here? It's kind of a weird feeling because when I travel, A, I'm usually traveling with people, so we have plans, we're doing things, vibing off each other's energy, etc. And also B, I usually travel with a very detailed itinerary. I plan out the activities to the day, to the hour, and I have done none of that for this trip. I'm only in Mexico City for 4 nights, 3 days, basically. I do have a list of the things I want to kind of see and do. The category, like what type of experience is it? Is it nature? Is it historical, cultural? Is it a cafe, etc.? And then the neighborhood that it's in. That neighborhood piece is super important because that's how I'm probably going to be planning my activities and the things that I'm doing. Honestly, I'm pretty wiped from the flight and traveling. I'm gonna have to get dinner at some point, but other than that, I'm probably gonna take it pretty easy. There's a park nearby, so I might go just hang out and then get dinner and then come back here, relax and refuel for the next few days. Okay, I've decided that it's time to go. It's 4 o'clock and I can feel my energy dwindling, and I feel like if I don't leave now, I will never leave. So let's go check out the park. This park is so beautiful. It is stunning, so lush and green. And then there's a whole area over there where people are doing all sorts of things, playing games and reading and chatting. Some people are working out. Some guy's playing music on his guitar. It's just such a vibe. I just walked by these flowers and wow, they smell like so fragrant. I just walked by and I was like infused with these beautiful flowers. I love this park. So I am at the far end of the park now. I walked around the whole thing. The vibes here are just amazing. First of all, I don't think I've ever seen so many dogs in a city park at once before. Like everyone is out here walking their dogs, taking their dogs out. A lot of dogs are just off leash, but very well behaved. The place is also like quite busy and full for a random Wednesday afternoon. I'm sitting in one of these little like hut benches things, which was a struggle to find for a bit because they're all occupied. There's people hanging out on them. So many couples just making out on them. So many couples just like snuggling and full-on embraces. It's really cute to see. I feel like we don't really see that in Canada, and then we're like, oh, too much PDA, but honestly, it's kind of adorable. And honestly, so far, I'm feeling quite safe. I'm feeling quite comfortable. I've seen other people walking around, other women walking around, kids, people of all ages, even heard some people speaking English, you know, obviously other tourists or visitors. And the park is honestly quite big. It looked kind of small on the map, but then walking around here, I was like, this is nice. This is definitely spacious, a decent size for like a city park. I'm so glad I came here, and I will probably come back at some point because my Airbnb is like right around the corner from here. After checking out Parque Mexico, I went to a place called La Llorona for dinner, where they literally had a mocktail with my name on it. So obviously I had to try it and it was delicious. And then I just went home to rest. Good morning. It is day 2 in Mexico City. Today I am kind of taking it a little bit more chill. I do have a writing class at 4:30 online that I need to be back here for. It's kind of like a weird time, so I might just order dinner to here. I was going to go to a yoga class today at 8:30, but I was kind of rushing and just felt like I didn't have enough time to make it because it's like a 20-minute walk away. But they have another class at 10 that I'm probably going to go to, so that's going to be some time to kind of get organized with my stuff and kind of pack my bag for the day. I think I'm probably just going to walk around the Roma Norte neighborhood, which is where the yoga studio is located, after the class and just explore, check it out, grab some food, and then probably head back here. I might want to get, well, not might want to, I need to get a little bit of work done today as well, so I'm probably gonna come back here to do that. All right, ready to head out. Time to do some yoga. Trying to find a bench in a Mexico City park is a challenge in and of itself. I just went to this cute little place called Panaderia Rosetta, and I got a giant cinnamon roll, got some tea. I went to that yoga class. It was so nice. At first it was all in Spanish. Thankfully I am not new to yoga, so I could kind of see what people were doing and copy them. I went to the very back of the class, but then I think halfway through she realized that some people spoke English, so she started like interspersing some English instructions in it as well, which was nice. You know, I'm not expecting that, but it's definitely appreciated. Yeah, so that was a really nice class, quite challenging. It's been a while since I've done a full like 60-minute yoga class. I usually just do like 30 minutes when I'm at home, but it definitely worked up an appetite. Let's try this giant cinnamon roll. It looks so good. Yum. Needed that. They actually have a restaurant section of the cafe I went to where you can sit down and order brunch. Apparently their brunch is really good, but there was quite a long waiting list. So I just decided to get this. So look where I'm sitting with this giant fountain back there. Pretty little park. There's benches around the fountain, but they're all occupied. So my little side seat here will have to do. I spent the next few hours exploring Roma Norte and in particular checking out some of the vintage shops that they have in the area. The first place I stopped by was called Roma Vintage, where they had lots of cool stuff, including designer items. I stumbled upon this shop as well, which has fair trade products made by women artisans around Mexico, which I thought was pretty cool. Next up was Folkia Vintage, which had a variety of all sorts of women's clothing. And finally, Casa Ananda, which was in this large 2-story building plus basement. It's official, I think thrift stores in Mexico City, way cooler. Way cooler to the ones I've been to, at least. It almost felt like a museum with the vintage items they had around, plus this yellow room of just sunglasses, and even a room with a bunch of art. Okay, made it back to the Airbnb. I stopped by Medellin Market, which is like this huge indoor marketplace with all of these different stalls, tons of like fruit, meat, bread, like nuts and seeds. It feels like there's anything and everything there. And I bought some sopa de lima, which is lime soup. Not quite hungry yet, but I think I'm gonna have this before my meeting. And I also got a little pack of almonds just as a snack, and I still have a little bit of that cinnamon roll left. So yeah, I think I'm gonna relax, take it easy, have my soup at some point, and then at 4:30 I need to jump on for the first call of the writing class that I'm taking. It's all about short stories, so I'm excited for it. Okay, I think the time has come to try this soup. They also gave me these little like crispy tortilla things that the people who were sitting at the stall there at the market had it like sprinkled over their soup, so I think I'm gonna do that. Packed it up really well, definitely no spillage going on here, really wrapped up. It smells really nice, soupy and warm. Looks like there's little like pieces of chicken in there, some, I think it's pepper. I'm gonna try it without the crunchy tortillas first. Yeah, that's good. It's like lime soup, I guess, so it definitely has like a limey, sour taste to it, but I like lime and I like sour stuff, so the chicken in it's really good. I'm so glad I got that. All right. I don't know, people just had them like in the soup. Kind of goes against my instincts. I put half of them in there because, I don't know, maybe they're supposed to be kind of like wet and get like soggy. I don't know, but I'm gonna do it how I saw the people doing it. Even better. The soup was 60 pesos, which is about $4.20 Canadian. So I feel like that was definitely worth it. The almonds that I got, I paid 30 pesos for them, which now looking back on it, I'm like, I think that was a little high. And I forgot to haggle. So I just paid it, but I'm gonna need to remember to actually negotiate my prices going forward. Well, I was going to Uber Eats something for dinner, but Uber Eats was not working. It does exist here, but the like checkout cart was just having issues. But that forced me to go out and find me some dinner. And so there was a taco place that I found on Google Maps that was like down across the street that had pretty good ratings and even had a Michelin star at one point. And it's just like this little hole in the wall. I wasn't really sure what I ordered. I just kind of pointed to things, but it was so good. It ended up being like a sausage, bean, and rice taco. That was delicious. Officially my first tacos in Mexico and will not be my last. Yesterday on my way walking home, I was passing by this place. There are a lot of coffee shops here. This is like coffee shop central. A lot of really beautiful aesthetic places. But as I walked by this one, I noticed it was a coffee shop and a bookshop, which is my favorite brand of coffee shops. And so I knew I had to come back here and check it out. So this morning I just ordered myself a tea, some avocado toast that they're gonna bring over soon. And then I've got a big day ahead of me. Okay, so I have just arrived at Bosque de Chapultepec, which is the largest city park here in Mexico City. About 1,700 acres, I believe, which is actually about double the size of Central Park in New York. So definitely a lot to see, a lot to do here. Apparently there's a free zoo, there's a castle, a lake. So I'm going to follow this main road that seems to do kind of a bit of a loop, just so I don't get lost because this place is huge. Yeah, let's see what we find. 5 minutes in and I am already in love. This place is so stunning. I mean, just trees everywhere, little benches, walkways, paths. People are strolling. It's actually quite quiet right now. I mean, it is like the middle of the day on a Friday. I haven't even gotten to any of the like attractions here. This is just the park itself and it is so stunning. I've already abandoned my plan to like follow the main road because just wandering along all these different paths is so inviting, and there's signs everywhere to point you in the direction of the main attractions and the things that there are to see and do here. So I've kind of been following along those. I don't really have a plan of where I'm going first. I'm just kind of meandering along. Oh my gosh, look at this giant tree I found. Wow. It's massive. It's taller than me for sure, by a lot. Found a fountain. Something to note if you are coming to the museum, the castle that's up on the hill here, is that they do not allow water, as well as professional cameras and I believe like one other thing. I can't remember what it was. So I just had to like chug my water on the way up here. It is up a hill, so it wasn't hard. Just something to note. Okay, we may be finished at the castle, but we are not done in this park. Right now I'm heading to a botanical garden. Oh my gosh, look. Look at that. So pretty. After that, we're gonna check out the zoo, and then there's this one cafe along the way somewhere, I think. That's supposed to be like on the water. It's with our theme today of going to cafe/bookstores. So very excited for that. Squirrel is literally attacking me. It wants my nuts. It's like climbing onto my lap. Is it not scared? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna give you my almonds. This is the most up close and personal I've ever been with a squirrel. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna feed you. Oh my gosh. I think that's a sign that I need to keep moving and not just sit here and eat my nuts. It's following me though. Okay, it's climbing up a tree now. Wow, that was a fun little wildlife experience. Just casually stumbled upon an entire greenhouse in here. This leaf is huge.
I also checked out Libreria Perua, which is this bookshop slash coffee shop right on the water in the park, and then I headed to the zoo. So the zoo is in fact free. They just check your bag to make sure you're not bringing any food inside, and then you just walk in. I just got back. The zoo was really cool. It was huge. It's free, though there are a few extra things that you can pay for if you want to do the butterfly conservatory part or I think there was also like a snake portion, but there's so much to see even if you don't pay for those things. I didn't, and just animals of all kind. They even had a little exhibit for the Canadian geese, which I thought, you know, I'm Canadian and they just like are so abundant from where I'm from. So I thought that was hilarious. And obviously a lot of other animals too. There were like taxis lined up on the road and I asked them how much it was gonna be and the Uber was like literally half the price. So I took an Uber back. I am exhausted. I do not want to go anywhere, but I am hungry and I need food and I also need water because I don't have any at all. I found this little place on Google Maps, so I'm gonna go there. Apparently they have really good fish tacos and other things as well. And then I can come back here and hopefully just relax for the rest of the evening. Good morning. Today I spent the morning working. I was working on a vlog. Now we are going to spend the afternoon exploring Centro. This is the main central downtown area of Mexico City, and there are a number of things to see and do there. Some cool buildings, cathedral. I believe there's a park that's nice down there. So we're gonna see what we can get up to there, see the sights. I'm still kind of tired from walking so much yesterday, and I know I'm gonna be walking a lot around the downtown area today as well. So I'm going to get an Uber and get them to take me to one of the first places that I'm going. First, I went to Constitution Plaza, which is this giant open space that had a stage set up with really loud music playing, and it was bustling with people everywhere. And on the other side of it was Mexico City Cathedral, which is where I was headed next. This is actually both the largest and the oldest cathedral in all of Latin America, and it was stunning. It was so intricate and beautiful, and I especially loved these giant organs. After a quick lunch, I made my way over to Palacio de Bellas Artes, which is a stunning cultural center that also has art galleries within it. So, of course, I got my ticket and began to explore. The explanations are in Spanish, but they have QR codes to the English version, which I appreciated. There was a great variety of art, from sculptures to paintings to murals, and quite a bit by Alan Glass, who is a Canadian artist that lived in Mexico City for much of his life, and I thought his work was really, really cool. Afterwards, I went to Alameda Central, which is right next door and has plenty of trees, walking paths, and fountains, and is the perfect spot for people watching, which is exactly what I did. Guess where we're going? We're going to the library. But this is not just any library because it looks this is definitely the coolest library I've ever been to. Because I mean, where else do you see this? If I was staying here longer and I needed to like go somewhere to do some quiet work, 100% I would be coming here to hang out. So I just had dinner at this delicious little Korean place. Had some bibimbap. It was so good. I am stuffed. It was a pretty large portion. So I'm glad I'm getting some walking in after dinner. Walking back to the Airbnb. It's my last night. So sad. I had such a fabulous time here. I am craving some tea. So if I see a cafe, I'm gonna see probably like 10 or 20 cafes on my way. So I'm gonna pop into one, get some tea, maybe even a little sweet treat. We'll see. And crossing the road. Yeah, and then I'll just settle in for the night, probably sort through some of my footage and photos and videos and all that kind of stuff. It has been a book-themed day today because look what I just found. On my way, I found yet another bookstore slash cafe called Cafeteria El Pendulo, where I got my tea and perused the shelves, and they even had a decent number of English books, which was really cool. So that concludes my time in Mexico City. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to explore. Next up, I'm headed to Oaxaca City, where I'm spending an entire month. That's actually where I am right now. So make sure you are subscribed and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.